Have you ever heard of the Mary Celeste mystery? This is a tale that sends chills down the spines of historians and mystery enthusiasts alike. The Mary Celeste, a ship set adrift in the year 1872, was found with not a single soul aboard. For over a century, this maritime conundrum has perplexed those who dare to delve into its depths. Join us as we delve into this enigma, piecing together the events that led to this maritime mystery. Before we can dive into the mystery, we must first understand the origins of the Mary Celeste. This ship, a brigantine, was built in Spencer's Island, Nova Scotia, in 1861. Originally christened as the Amazon, she had a tumultuous early life, surviving a collision at sea and a run-in with the fishing equipment on her maiden voyage. Her first decade saw several ownership changes and even a name change. In 1872, under American ownership, she was rechristened as the Mary Celeste. These early years were just the beginning of a story that would eventually be etched in maritime lore, a tale that begins with a ship built with utmost care and precision, destined for the ordinary life of a merchant vessel. But as we will soon discover, her fate was anything but ordinary. Now that we know where our ship comes from, let's set sail into the heart of the mystery. It was November 7th, 1872, when the Mary Celeste embarked on its infamous voyage. The weather was crisp and clear as the Mary Celeste, a brigantine merchant ship, cast off from the bustling piers of New York City. The ship was headed towards Genoa, Italy, a journey that was expected to last a month. The Mary Celeste was not empty. She was laden with a cargo of 1,701 barrels of raw commercial alcohol. This was a volatile cargo, but not uncommon for the time, intended for fortifying wines in the sunny vineyards of Italy. The ship was well equipped, sturdy, and ready for the voyage. The ship was not just a vessel of trade, but a temporary home. On board were 10 souls. Captain Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned mariner known for his sober habits and meticulous nature, was at the helm. Alongside him was his wife, Sarah, a woman of courage and wit, and their young daughter, Sophia. The family was well liked and respected among the seafaring community. Completing the ship's roster were 7 experienced crew members, handpicked by Captain Briggs himself. The air was filled with a sense of hope and adventure as the crew waved their last goodbyes and the ship sailed off into the horizon. The Mary Celeste was a familiar sight, her sails billowing against the backdrop of a setting sun. The voyage was to be routine, the route well known, the captain and crew experienced. Yet, as the Mary Celeste disappeared from sight, those on shore could not have known that they were waving goodbye to a ship soon to be shrouded in mystery. This was not just a departure, it was the beginning of a voyage that would puzzle the world for over a century and a half. The stage was set for an ordinary voyage, but what followed was anything but ordinary. The Mary Celeste would become a ghost ship, her name synonymous with one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. But that, dear listener, is a tale for the next scene. Fast forward to December 5th, 1872, a day that will forever be etched in maritime history. On this fateful day, the ship DEI Gracia, captained by David Morehouse, stumbled upon a chilling sight in the Atlantic Ocean. There, bobbing on the waves, was the Mary Celeste, eerily deserted, her sails flapping in the wind. The DEI Gratia's crew boarded the Mary Celeste to investigate the peculiar situation. The ship was in excellent condition, with no signs of damage or struggle. It was as if the crew had simply vanished into thin air. The ship's logbook, last updated 10 days prior, gave no indication of any impending doom or distress. The crew's belongings were untouched, their beds neatly made. Even the ship's cargo of over 1,700 barrels of raw alcohol was intact. However, certain things were amiss. The ship's lifeboat was missing, along with the ship's chronometer and sextant, essential tools for navigation at sea. The ship's papers, except for the captain's logbook, had disappeared. The table in the captain's cabin was set for a meal, but the food was untouched. The sails and rigging were somewhat damaged, but nothing to suggest a severe storm that would force an experienced crew to abandon ship. Upon further investigation, they discovered that the ship had a substantial amount of water in her bilge, but not nearly enough to cause concern. The ship was seaworthy and stocked with 6 months' worth of food and water. So, what had happened to the 10 people aboard the Mary Celeste? Where did they go, and why did they leave a perfectly good ship behind? The mystery deepened, the questions multiplied, and the Mary Celeste transitioned from a mere ship to a nautical enigma. With no sign of a struggle or any clear reason for the abandonment, the Mary Celeste had become a ghost ship. This is the point where fact ends and speculation begins, where the Mary Celeste sails into the realm of legend and mystery, forever to be known as the archetypal ghost ship. The mystery of the Mary Celeste has given rise to numerous theories over the years. From the plausible to the peculiar, these theories have attempted to explain the inexplicable, the fate of the crew that seemingly vanished into thin air. First, let's explore the theory of mutiny. Some speculate that the crew, dissatisfied with their conditions or wages, decided to overthrow their captain and take control of the ship. However, this theory is somewhat flawed. The crew was made up of seasoned sailors who were well known to the captain. And more importantly, no signs of struggle or conflict were found on the ship. Next on the list is the theory of piracy. In the late 19th century, piracy was still a threat on the high seas. But again, there are inconsistencies. Pirates, as we know, are motivated by loot. Yet, the ship's cargo and the crew's personal belongings were found untouched. It's hard to imagine pirates boarding a ship and leaving without taking anything of value. Then there's the theory of a giant squid attack. This theory postulates that the crew was pulled into the sea by a monstrous cephalopod. While it might sound like something out of a Jules Verne novel, giant squids are real, and they do inhabit the depths of the ocean. However, there were no signs of a struggle on the ship or any evidence of a giant squid in the vicinity. Let's move on to the more supernatural theories. Some believe that the Mary Celeste was a victim of the Bermuda Triangle, despite the fact that the ship was found far from this infamous region. Others propose that extraterrestrial beings abducted the crew, a theory that, while entertaining, lacks any sort of evidence. Then, there are those who believe in the paranormal. Ghosts, spirits, or other ethereal beings are claimed to be responsible for the disappearance of the crew. While these theories capture the imagination, they are notoriously difficult to prove or disprove. Finally, we have the theory of natural phenomena. A sudden water spout or a freak wave could have swept the crew overboard. An undetected gas leak could have caused the crew to abandon ship. These theories are plausible, but again, there's no concrete evidence to support them. Each of these theories, in its own way, attempts to solve the enigma of the Mary Celeste. Some are grounded in historical and maritime knowledge, others in the realms of science fiction and the supernatural. Yet despite the best efforts of historians, scientists, and armchair detectives, the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew remains shrouded in mystery. Though these theories offer possible explanations, none have been able to fully solve the mystery of the Mary Celeste. As we come to the end of our journey, let's revisit the key points of the Mary Celeste mystery. We began by diving into the origins of the Mary Celeste, a ship built in the late 19th century, designed to navigate the vast and treacherous seas. A vessel that, despite its sturdy build and experienced crew, would come to be known as a ghost ship. We then embarked on the ill-fated voyage of the Mary Celeste, a journey that began with promise, but ended in inexplicable abandonment. Despite the absence of a storm, hostile takeover, or any discernible disaster, the ship was found deserted, with personal belongings left behind and a meal uneaten. The discovery of this spectral ship stirred the imagination and curiosity of the world. The Mary Celeste, sailing aimlessly in the Atlantic, became a symbol of maritime mysteries. A ghost ship, with its crew vanished without a trace. We explored various theories that attempted to solve this enigma, from sea monsters and pirate attacks to mutiny and supernatural phenomena, each theory more fascinating than the last. Yet none have been able to conclusively explain the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew. While the Mary Celeste mystery continues to baffle us, it serves as a reminder of the endless enigma that is the sea. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and keep exploring the mysteries of the world.